All right, I'm back for Dusty's ongoing coverage of the America's RMR. I'm here with Stanislaw, IGL of Wildcard, coming off of a 2-0 win over BESTIA to stay alive here in Mexico. So, compared to the match yesterday against RED Canids, it seemed like it was a complete turnaround. What do you think was different with the mentality today that allowed you guys to sort of get off to a much better start than day one?
I think whether we wanted to admit it or not, we were nervous yesterday. It was two of their, our young guns debut at a RMR major event, with this team, and yeah, we just did not show up at all. We lacked focus, lacked discipline, lacked the fundamentals, and that's what happened. We deserved to lose that game 13-1.
And you said the whole team was nervous, and I was curious about you. Obviously, you've been to majors before. You've gone deep into majors before. Was there any? But it's been some time since you've been this close to going to a major again. Was there some nerves on your end for being sort of back at this pivotal stage in your career?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not having that daily experience, not daily, but a lot of land experience back to back like the top teams do. Like my experience lately has just been online with the guys, and we're trying to qualify for events, and that's totally fair. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit nervous yesterday. Today was a lot better, and I think the whole team maybe felt that as well. Like we calmed down, got the nerves out of the way, and yeah, we just refocused, and I'm happy with how today went.
And with that, I'm sure it feels a bit vindicating as well, because when this team was formed with Wildcard after being forsaken, a lot of people were very intrigued, curious, some even disappointed about the changes of Wiz and 60 to Slight and Sonic, but it seems like it's been going really well so far. Does it feel good to sort of be vindicated to put your trust in Slight and Sonic?
I don't know if vindication's the right word. We just, always make changes that we feel like are going to best suit the team and push the team in the right direction. I still think Wiz and CXCI are great players, but I'm really happy with how Sonic has contributed to this team, and I'm really happy, obviously, with Slight. He's a great player with a lot of potential, and he's doing good work for us.
And speaking about JBA, he's sort of been sort of a phenom since coming into Forsaken. He did have some experience earlier in his career on Mnmzzz under Stamina's leadership, but his development has been extraordinary thus far in a relatively short amount of time. When you were forming Forsaken originally, how did you find this player, and what's it been like developing such a raw talent?
Well, I didn't know much about him before Forsaken. When we picked up Infinite and CXCI first, they had mentioned JBA, and then I started scouting his demos, and I saw how mechanically gifted he was. And I watched a few of his streams as well just to get a gauge of his personality, and he seemed like really nice and humble, which is, I feel like, really important for a young kid to be, because they're going to get criticized a lot. They're a very raw talent, and I just remind him a lot that, even though I'm criticizing him, and at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help him improve. So yeah, I've been thoroughly impressed. He's been improving month by month. We've been together for 8 months now, I believe it is, and yeah, I think he's going to be a superstar if he just keeps on doing what he's doing.
And now shifting the focus to you a bit, turning back the clock to when you left Evil Geniuses, I think there was sort of no guarantee you would have come back to this stage in your career where now you're so close to getting to the major. How important was it for you? So your first team after Evil Genius, I believe, was B-Hop with CXZI. Was it important for you to sort of get back down to the ECL level, or like what was your intentions after EG?
My intentions have always just to play Counter-Strike at the highest level that I can, and if the opportunity at the time was ECL, then I did ECL, and I'm happy that I've had to grind my way back. It is pretty rewarding, to be honest, having to, been at the top and then getting pushed back down to the bottom and slowly building my way back up. It is a rewarding experience, and I feel like it's a different experience as well, having to develop young talent as well with Slight and JBA, because on my old EG team, everyone was developed already. We were just tier 1 players, and we didn't need to develop anymore. And so now I'm excited about this part of my career where I can impart some experience and wisdom onto the young guys and help them improve. And yeah, I just want to get back to the top, and I hope it's a good start to the year for us, and I hope we can just continue to get there.
And then looking at the coaching situation within Wildcard, they did something fairly unique when they were forming this roster, having Warden and Horvey be co-coaches, which I think is something now we're seeing being emulated with Nouns, for example, where they have Semphis and Adrin as co-coaches. But it's something admittedly very unique. How has that experience been, sort of having two co-equal coaches rather than one coach and one assistant coach? And is there any like idiosyncrasies or something intriguing about that?
It's a nice balance between the two. They're a lot different, obviously. I think that Horvey is more analytical, He's really good at analyzing, and then you have Warden. Just the amount of experience he has is also invaluable, and I feel like they just give us a perfect blend of experience and knowledge and motivation, and I think it's honestly working really well so far.
And before I let you go, we were talking to Elise earlier in the day, and I mentioned the fact that for a long time in North America, we didn't really have like these elder statesmen who stayed around to help the next generation develop. And now we're in a very unique position in North America, where we obviously have a name like Elise on Complexity, we have you on Wildcard, we have Daps who returned to play for NRG. With that in mind, so all these veterans are returning to the scene. Do you think NA is trending upwards from what you've seen since you came back post EG?
I think the level is improving because I feel like a lot of the tier 2 NA players are working hard and they're watching how the Europeans are doing it, and our level is increasing. But it's also very hard just because CS is just based in Europe now, and teams like even Boss, they don't have an org, and it's hard for them to get out there and practice and elevate their level, but they've been doing a great job so far. So to answer your question, I think the level is raising, but I just hope that we can get some more NA tournaments coming around soon, so that I think that will propel the scene a lot more quickly than anything else would.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Stanislaw. We'll see you guys in action in round 3 in the best of 3s. Thank you so much.